Okay, so the basic thing that you need to understand, hair and nail are made up of the keratin. Keratin is a type of protein. So you need to have a healthy protein diet when you are looking forward to have a healthy hair. Secondly, there should not be any disease at the root of your hair. So if you understand the plant, if your plant is having some disease at the root, then it cannot grow like finely. Same way if you are having dandruff, folliculitis or anything at your roots, so the hair won't grow nicely. So these are the basic two tips that you need to understand. Yes, definitely. If your normal hair curvature is different than what you have right now, if they had thinned out because of some temporary nourishment deficiencies, or they are thinning out because of some disease, or if they are thinning out because of the hormonal issue, then definitely we can correct it out. That is known as miniaturization. So we can reverse the miniaturization. We can have a thicker hair. Ideally, it should not be used. Oil production is a natural process of our body. So we have a sebaceous gland which are situated mainly over the face, scalp area, the chest, back, and the shoulders. That's why we have acne over the spots. Same way, the oil glands are present in the scalp, so they nourish the hair. So if somebody is having a dry, frizzy hair, then oil can work as a conditioner rather than it's going to give you a hair growth or something kind of that. So it's just a conditioner, nothing more than that. If you are using very chemical contained colors, yeah, definitely they can damage your shaft. So you need to understand how the chemical color works. So you apply some chemical, they would make your skin rough. Like we do paint our walls, we do scrub that first, then we apply some paint, so that would remain there for longer period of time. Same way, when you apply some very chemical oriented color, they damage your shaft first, they make that rough, then they coat that part of the shaft with help of the color. That's why that color remain longer. So ideally, I don't recommend very harsh colors to be used on your scalp. Secondly, you should use it far from the roots, so that should not irritate your scalp. Okay, so dandruff is again a fungal infection in a nature, so that can definitely cause a problem in a scalp. That can irritate scalp, that can produce inflammation at the roots, and that can lead to a hair fall. As far as get rid of the dandruff, you need to see a dermatologist to have a long-term proper consultation for your dandruff. You need to avoid sugar in your diet because fungus requires two things: the dryness where it can easily penetrate your skin, and secondly, it requires the nourishment from within to grow further. So diabetic patients having more sugar in their blood can have a faster growth of the dandruff. As I had already mentioned, so you need to have the healthy diet which requires by the hair to grow. So that is the first step for the stopping of the hair loss. Secondly, if you have the bad habits like you are combing your hair while they are wet, so that is a cause of hair loss. Secondly, if you are not having a proper wash, you are not using the proper shampoo and the conditioner for your hair wash. Somebody with a dry scalp using more drying shampoos, that can be a cause. If you are using washing your scalp every day, then you need to use a milder one, which are everyday shampoos. So these are the basic things that you can change in your lifestyle, and that would prevent the further hair loss. Split ends cannot be prevented. Once something is split end, it cannot be joined back. So as I told you, the only live part in the hair is its root. So you need to make sure that you are strengthening your root. The split end needs to be cut off only. To reduce the frizziness because of the split end, you can use good conditioner. That's it. So flaky can be because of the psoriasis, flaky because of the dryness, flaky can be because of the dandruff. So there are the various causes for the dry scalp. Uh, it can be treated with help of medication. If it's psoriasis, we can control the psoriasis, and by which we can stop the flakiness of the scalp. As far as the dandruff is concerned, there are the medication and the topical shampoos and the solution can be used. And for a dry scalp in a normal atopic skin, you can apply the moisturizer, and you can make sure that your scalp remain hydrated. If hair root is gone, there is no way by which you can regrow the hair. You just need to go ahead with the hair transplantation if you have the good donor. For the thinned out hair, for the roots are still present, there are a medication, there are a PRP and meso kind of treatment. PRP is a platelet rich plasma therapy which helps to grow and make the hair stronger which are already present. It's up to the secretions that you have, exposure of the pollutants that you have. If you have a greasy oily scalp every day, then you should ideally wash your scalp so your scalp can breathe out. That should not be any infections happening because of that greasy or a dirty scalp. So yes, if you are, it's up to the person to person. If you are having greasy scalp, you can wash it every day, but the choice of shampoo needs to be according to your scalp.